We're talking the hottest comics in the world, and half of this list has nothing to do with MCU spec. Let's get into it. Who would have thought it? We're starting at number 10 with the rebirth of Jean Grey as the Phoenix in Uncanny X-Men 101, debuting in 1976 by writer Chris Claremont.
I hope this has nothing to do with MCU speculation. We've had the Phoenix saga multiple times in live action. We don't need it again, but we have some record-breaking sales to discuss, including a CGC 3.0. It sold for $300 back in 2021. It's up now 5%, selling for $315.
The 8.5 sold for $824, 5% over its 12-month average. The 9.8 sold for $8,100 this past week. It's been selling for $6,700 over the last 12 months. That's a 20% increase over that time frame.
All jokes aside, though, this is one of those essential X-Men keys to own an iconic cover, first appearance of an important character, although a character we've already had but just changed, up there with the likes of ASM 121.
One of the most notable and memorable X-Men narratives, astutely compared to the death of Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man run. And the prices of the high-grade copies have not figured themselves out. We are seeing 9.6s sell between $2,400 and $3,600 when this book, as recently as July and August, was selling for under $2,000. The 9.8s have sold for near $10,000 heights as early as April, and then since then selling for under $8,000 until this past week.
Moving on to number 9 on the list, another book that seems like it's not being affected by outside media, we have Superman 76 from 1952, a Golden Age book, the first appearance of Batman in a Superman title.
This is a hilarious story where Batman and Superman discover each other's identity after deciding to go on vacation, trying to take a break from saving individuals, and decide to go on a cruise, but there's no room on said cruise, so they have to share the cabin.
But crime doesn't take vacations, so they have to do a quick change in the same room, and that's how they discover each other's secret identity. It's a Golden Age story, but we have 3 sales to report here, including a CGC 3.0, which sold for $824, 13% above its 12-month average.
The 6.0 went for $1,700 back in 2019. That's up 13%, now selling for $1,925. And we have an 8.0 record breaker, last selling for $5,000 in 2021, up 10%, now selling for $5,520. Keep in mind, this story is so popular that they actually redid it, a modernized retelling of the story in Superman Batman 2006 annual number 1.
Moving on to number 8 on the list, we have another dual secret identity reveal, but in Marvel Comics. We have Amazing Spider-Man 39 from the Silver Age, 1966. Green Goblin and Spider-Man find out each other's secret identities.
It looks like we have a double key here, Jem, because this is also the first artwork by legendary Spider-Man artist John Romita, and we have a 9.8 record breaker, last selling in 2021. The heart of the comic boom for $38,400. We have an all-new high, 6% up, selling for $40,800. There's a lonely 9 copies graded at 9.8 on the census. Hot damn.
That was a nice record-breaking sale, and we have 3 high performers. A CGC 4.5 sold for $369, 8% above its 12-month average. A 5.0 sold for $550, which is 22% above its average. And then we have a CGC 9.0, which sold for $2,695, 7% above that 12-month average.
We're seeing first meetings of characters, first major moments between them, such as discovering each other's identities, become major spots to spec on in the community. I love it. At the list at number 7, Batman 227, more classic covers spiking because they're damn awesome.
This is an iconic cover by the late Neal Adams, paying homage to Detective Comics 31, and we have a CGC 9.8 that broke record. It sold for $31,200 back in 2021. It's now up 35%, selling for $42,000.
We have a lonely 9 copies graded at 9.8. And this is also very intriguing because this is only 4 years separated from the book that we just got done discussing, Amazing Spider-Man 39. Both are iconic covers by legendary creators with similar census count and similar recent high sales in a 9.8.
Yeah, they both had 9.8 record breakers and 3 high performers. A CGC 6.0 sold for $660, which is 7% above its 12-month average. A 7.5 sold for $971, which is also 7% above its 12-month average. And then we have an 8.5, which sold for $2,055, 21% above its $1,699 12-month average.
Do yourself a favor and download the best comic app in existence. It's called Key Collector Comics, and you can support the show but get access to a wealth of comic book knowledge by utilizing code TOM101. You unlock a free 2-week subscription of the app, learn about funny books, and get access to the HOT10, not only before we hit the mic, but before everyone else. Use that code, and at the list at number 6, we have Iron Man 128. Debuting in 1979, dare I say it, another iconic cover.
Classic cover by Bob Layton, and another book on the list that's not hot due to any MCU speculation.
Indeed. I can't even imagine them attempting to try to do this more than they attempted to already do. But we do have a classic cover nonetheless in a 5.5 that did break records. I mean, it's up 5%. Last selling in 2021 for $110, now selling for $116.
The 7.0 sold for $135, 11% above its average.
The 8.0 went for $158, 15% over its recent 12-month. And the 8.5 did similar, selling for $190, up 11%.
And the 9.8 is also up 11% over that 12-month average, selling for $1,133.
All right, halfway through the list. What do you think about it so far? Hit the like and subscribe and comment down below. It'll enter you to win this Invincible Omni-Man issue number 1 by Tyler Kirkham. We're approaching that 50K milestone, and that's when we're going to do that drawing. We have now books that are spiking because of what's headed to the screen. At the list at number 5, Avengers 43, debuting in 1967, the first appearance of the Red Guardian.
One of the announcements that we got from D23 was the roster of the new Thunderbolts movie featuring the Red Guardian.
It was great seeing Red Guardian and Black Widow, and it made me want more of them, but because of the comedic relief he was bringing to that movie, I was uncertain if they would reuse him in future movies, and the Thunderbolts casting has just confirmed that. We have a 6.5 selling for $229. That's 12% over its recent 12-month average.
And the next 3 grades are all up 2% over their 12-month averages. The 7.5 sold for $295, the 8.0 sold for $395, and the 8.5 sold for $450.
Then we have a 9.4 selling for $1,549, 6% over its recent 12-month average. Probably because above that grade, there aren't any copies that exist. I mean, there's 13 9.6s and 1 lonely 9.8. And the last time a higher graded copy sold than a 9.4 was a 9.6 sale that happened in November 2021 for $5,040, which, by the way, isn't just the all-time high. It was the high that was matched since its 2019 price was set.
And another book that's spiking due to D23 announcements. Number 4 on the list, we have Marvel Spotlight 2. It's the first appearance and origin of the Werewolf by Night, and it seems to be up in almost every single grade.
This holiday special is in 2 weeks. The trailer just dropped a week ago. I think these spikes are what you get for having a banger trailer so close to the premiere.
No, I was digging the trailer too. I like that Universal Monsters inspired trailer. I think the show is going to be great. A CGC 3.5 sold for $310, 9% above its 12-month average. A 4.5 sold for $479, 24% above its average.
The 5.0 went for $525. That's 23% over its recent 12 months. And brace yourselves, a 6.0 hit $479, $1 over its 12-month average. That's 0.21% higher.
But let's get back on track. A CGC 6.5 sold for $700, 22% above its 12-month average, and a 7.0 sold for $722, which is 5% above its $689 12-month.
The 8.5 went for $1,200. That's 8% over its 12-month, and the 9.2 hit $2,500. That's 6% over its recent $2,358 price. At the list at number 3, because of the same trailer, we have Man-Thing, number 1, debuting in 1974. This is the second appearance of Howard the Duck. But more importantly, well, at least the reason why it's on this list, it's the first Man-Thing solo title.
All it took was just a little glimpse of Man-Thing in that same trailer that we just mentioned for not only this to spike, but other books that may show up later on the list. This book was also on the trending 10 list with a 650% increase in copies sold.
Now, Man-Thing makes his first appearance in Savage Tales magazine issue number 1, which is a magazine-sized comic, and I suspect it's that reason why we have so many other notable Man-Thing wanted appearances, including this one, because by this time, Man-Thing was in over 7 other comics.
We've got a CGC 8.0 and 8.5, which both tied their all-time record high sale for $200 and $300 respectively.
Then we have a 9.2 selling for $344 as recently as July. That's up 31% because of this trailer, now selling for $450.
The CGC 9.6 broke record as well. It sold for $1,000 in August, and it's up 20%, now selling for $1,200.
So I already alluded to it that Man-Thing was around for quite some time. Let's walk them back a little bit. Prior to this, you can look at Marvel 2-in-1, awesome Thing Man-Thing cover. Prior to that, Monsters Unleashed in issue number 3. Prior to that, Adventure into Fear number 11, and that brings us to number 2 on the list. Adventure into Fear number 10, the first headlining Man-Thing feature comic book.
And all record breakers. Tom, you're going to have to help me out. I'll start off with the 6.0. It sold for $148 in May of this year, and it's up 28%, now selling for $190.
The 7.5 went for $230 in April. That's up 26%, now selling for $290.
The 9.0 got in on the action as well. It sold for $300 back in 2021, and it's up 67%, now selling for $500.
The 9.4 went for $699 last June. Since trailer, it's up 43%. Welcome to the $1,000 club, hot damn.
The CGC 9.6 was already an expensive book, selling for $2,235 back in April. It's up only 6%, but it sold for $2,369.
ComicTom101.com, link in the description, 1 per box. Join the community. Give me an excuse to send you comics every single month. We have a cutter cover. Something is Killing the Children 25, done by David Mack. 2 versions going out at random, and the hottest comic book in the world, hit the like and subscribe button, is Tales to Astonish 63, the first appearance of the leader. We have a repeat offender.
Now, this is the first video that we've done post D23. The last time we did the Hot 10, the leader showed up on the list because of She-Hulk Spec. But since D23, we now know that the leader will appear, and the same actor will reprise his role for Captain America 4 New World Order.
Tim Blake Nelson coming out on stage, confirming a reprisal of the role, has now pushed this book to new grounds. What was already spiking has just leapt off the cliff. We have a 5.0 going for $300 in June, up 13%, now selling for $340. Shout out McFarlane.
I see what you did there, $340. The CGC 5.5 sold for $350 in December, and it's up 14%, now selling for $400.
We have 2 different 8.5s that broke their prior record of $700. One for $1,000 and one for $1,128. That's 61% over its prior record.
And just like with the previous book, the 9.2 was already expensive, selling for $2,495 back in August, up 4%, now selling for a smooth $2,600.
Let me know in the comment section below, do any of these books make you want to spec on something else? Help your fellow comic fam members, and as always,
geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.
Enough said. Join myself, Gem Mint, and all my homies on the best new place to buy and sell collectibles. It's called Whatnot. We do dollar start auctions that last as little as 15 seconds long. And New York City Comic Con is coming so soon. And you know we're getting together. This is going to be the biggest collaboration of all the Whatnot Wednesday squad members in one single state. You don't want to miss it. Link in the description, and take a look at these 2 other videos. We made them for you. Have a great week.